And I'm going to start out this week's show, and I'm going to let you do the introduction in just a moment by telling you a story about a man and his son. When his son was small, he used to always play a game where he would lift his son up and throw him in the air and catch him. And this game proceeded all through life. And then his son became of young man age. And the son came to the father and said, "Father, can we still play the game?" And he said, "Why, sure, son." And so, being the son so big at this point now, the father lifts him up with all his strength, throws and leaps him into the sky, rocketing. And as he comes down and ascends to the ground, his father usually catches him. This time his father steps to the side, and the son, instead of falling on his feet and standing on his own 2 feet, indeed falls down flat on his face due to the expectation of his father catching him from this game that they've played all his life. The son grabbed his feet and stood up and said, "Dad, we play this game all the time. Why is it that you have not caught me in this game that we've played all my life?" And his father said, "Son, it is now time for you to learn how to stand and land on your own 2 feet." And I leave the intro to you.
And with that said, welcome to Behind the Mic, the little segment where we discuss what we did today on the radio, Behind the Mic. I'm your student host, Andrew Coates. Fighting allergies, the battle rages on. I feel you, all you people with allergies. So that's just to explain all my sniffling, and if you see the occasional cloth or something that I have around here. Allergies, they're bad. Spring is here. I know because my allergies are up. I feel you, brothers and sisters with allergies. So moving on, Mr. Bates, I'm sure he went over that story because here in the studio, we were recently going over about how May is, of course, mental health awareness. It's Mental Illness Awareness Month. And we were, I did some segments today on the radio. The first black psychologist and psychiatrist. It's very important topics. And we were actually discussing a person who's been getting a lot of press recently in the African-American person. I'm sure you all know. And do you think we should say names?
Yeezy!
Obvious.
Hey, Yeezy!
Yeah.
You have a pair of Yeezys?
Yeah. Now, what can you say about Kanye West?
Well, he's one of ours and we love him.
Yes, absolutely. So we say this with absolute love and respect and care for the man. In my humble opinion, I think he has a problem. I think he has a mental problem. He is suffering from a mental illness, and he needs treatment so badly, so very badly. Now, Mr. Bay and I were discussing how this happened. How did this come along? And both of us have come to the conclusion that after his mother passed away, he was never the same. And that seems to be the general consensus. I think people seem to agree on that.
Yeah.
Ever since his mother passed away, Kanye's mother, he really has not been the same. I believe he's been on that downward spiral ever since she passed away. And so to think about this now, I'm wondering actually if this is like a grief that's gone untreated and like unnoticed really. Like,
you know, somebody told me there's not a certain amount of time to grieve. They told me there's no limit to the amount of time that you grieve. Nobody can tell you how long you can grieve someone else. I get that. But, you know, your story today, opening the show, talking about mental illness, and bringing that to the forefront during the program this morning, led me to tell you, like I said, you know, it's like a stigma in the community. Nobody wants to see a psychiatrist. Oh, no. Black people don't go to seek counseling. We're strong. You know, well, we're human. And what was it that you said today, all of the stuff that African Americans had gone through?
Well, it was actually my mother, who also helps me and gives me some ideas with segments. Very, very smart. She's great. Gotta love Mom. She was actually saying that a friend of hers a long time ago, they made the joke by saying that, well, you would think with African Americans, because of all the slavery and racism and all the things that they go through, you would think that they'd be lining up the psychologist's office 24/7 with all the issues that they have to go through and face and everything like that happens to them. You would think that they'd be lining up the offices 24/7. But that's not the case, unfortunately. Even though it has been proven that African Americans face the most, they face like the most, I guess, triggers. I can't think of the word. They have a life where mental illness is very like prevalent. Of course, living in the hood and stuff. There's plenty of reasons to get a mental illness, to get upset or depressed or anxious about and develop something. And yet, unfortunately, we have this stigma. Whereas we don't consider mental health as important as physical health, and I think mental health should be just as important, or in fact more important than physical health. Because with physical health, we already got that down. You can go see a doctor and get that treated.
It's mind, body, and spirit. Mind being first, body being second, and your spirit on the inside being third. But all three have to be nurtured just as well. Absolutely. They all have to be showered with water. Absolutely. And, you know, I was sitting here thinking while you were talking, and I want us to kind of hurry up and wrap this up. But I was wondering why African Americans, why black people are hesitant from talking to a psychiatrist or even going to a doctor. And I said to myself, you know, we've been mistreated in the medical field as a people. And so, that being said, you know, I can see the African American black community being hesitant before approaching someone to even talk about their mental issues out of non-trust. That's all I'm going to say. I don't mean to make excuses, but that's what I believe.
This is my explanation here.
I
would also point to the idea that just in general, not even in African Americans, but there's a general like stigma of mental illness across the country, and I think that's also brought up on the idea that a lot of the times when you hear someone go into the psychologist or the psychiatrist, you usually hear it with all the big like mental illnesses, schizophrenia, serial killers, that type of stuff. The person who's seriously depressed, the person who's like attempting suicide and all that stuff, and we think that, oh no, the psychologists, those are for the real crazy people. Those are for the
it's not so much crazy when you have situations that occur, tragic situations that occur to people, and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't have a person to talk to, then it may come out in the form of a mental illness, right? And without seeking proper help. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. And I would say from my own experiences, because I would like to strive.
You're admitting that you're crazy?
No.
Would you say you said no? I'm really crazy.
I mean,
how about your broadcast instructor? Is he crazy? Oh, okay. All right. No. That's I don't mean to be funny and kick around. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
He's trying to like lighten up the mood.
Yeah, mental illness is no joke. Absolutely. All right.
So I believe with that, that's about all the time that we have here. Thank you very much for watching Behind the Mic. Of course, this will be posted on YouTube, so go watch it on there when this is finished. You can find us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit all the buttons that are good for us. You can call us at our phone number, 973-692-6035. The number again is 973-692-6035. And on all the social media, that's going to be Questyouthradio. Found on all social media, Questyouthradio. You can find us at our website, Questyouthradio.com. We have plenty of content uploaded for your viewing pleasure. We're also streaming live on
WSOU.net.
Yes. We're also streaming live on iHeartRadio. You can catch us every single Saturday, 9:30 to 10 in the a.m. by tuning in to channel 89.5 FM or stream us live on iHeartRadio. Thank you very much for watching. Stay conscious. And remember, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Very important for this month.
Peace.